correct?
Well, it was funny because on my drive out there, I said, damn, this is like 45 minutes from the Miami arena. And so when I walked in, I went into the locker room. It was a bunch of metal lockers with a bunch of old guys sitting in there. And it was their place where they would work out. And the players, Billy Owens at that time and, Kevin Willis, and Matt, all of them, that's where they came to practice. It was a darkened gym. It was...
Pat Riley has started up the NBA world with bold comments that challenge LeBron James' claim to being the greatest of all time. The legendary coach, who won championships alongside James in Miami, didn't hold back when asked about the GOAT debate. According to Riley, LeBron isn't the greatest ever, not even close. Instead, he pointed to someone else entirely, offering reasons that could reshape how fans view LeBron's career and legacy.
Pat Riley picked his GOAT. LeBron James chasing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record is nearly complete. James is less than 200 points away from reaching the record, and it seems like only a matter of time until he adds another accomplishment to his case as the NBA's GOAT. James is seemingly in a two-horse race with Michael Jordan for the distinguished title, but there is a section of fans who also make their own entrance in the race. Pat Riley is a part of that group, and for him...
Pitch to this, you're LeBron James, 4 championships, 4 MVP awards, and the NBA's ultimate leading scorer. You've carried teams to the finals for more than a decade and dominated the league in ways only a select few ever have. The coach who helped you win 2 of those titles publicly says you're not the greatest of all time. That's exactly what happened when Pat Riley, the iconic Miami Heat president and former coach, was asked about the GOAT debate. He didn't hesitate or soften his stance. Riley matter-of-factly stated that he has always believed that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest ever because of his longevity, not LeBron, not Michael Jordan, but Kareem. The statement hit hard considering Riley coached LeBron during Miami's Big 3 year, witnessed his legendary Game 6 performance against Boston in the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals, and celebrated back-to-back championships with him in 2012 and 2013. Yet when pressed to choose the greatest player ever, Riley didn't pick the superstar he guided to glory. Social media immediately erupted, with fans questioning Riley's motives and calling the remarks disrespectful. What made the comments even more controversial was Riley's reasoning: longevity. That single word suggested that, in his view, LeBron's remarkable resume still isn't enough, or hasn't spent long enough, to surpass Kareem. And for many, that implication sparked an even deeper debate about how LeBron's career will ultimately be measured.
Coming from Mecca, New York, the height of basketball, Showtime, and we put your first Miami Heat practices in like a hospital-adjacent, very small high school-type gym. Say, welcome to the big time.
Thank you.
You're in Miami, Pat Riley, and you've arrived in a place. It's laughably bad conditions, correct?
Well, it was funny because on my drive out there, I said, damn, this is like 45 minutes from the Miami arena. And so when I walked in, I went into the locker room. It was a bunch of metal lockers.
If you doubt Pat Riley's endorsement of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar over LeBron James was harsh, his assessment of LeBron's pre-Miami career was even more cutting. In 2019, when asked about LeBron's 2010 decision to join the Heat, Riley didn't offer polished praise or diplomatic coach speak. Instead, he said LeBron was a great player, but before coming to Miami, he was banging his hit against the wall like all great players that chant win. The implication was blunt: despite the MVPs, the finals appearance in 2007, and the gaudy playoff numbers in Cleveland, none of it truly mattered toward a championship. From a strictly results-based perspective, Riley hit a point. LeBron's first stint in Cleveland ended without a title, including a finals sweep by the Spurs and the disappointing 2010 series against Boston. But describing him as someone banging his hit against the wall felt personal, as if Riley were suggesting that LeBron needed Miami's structure and leadership to break through. Supporters quickly pushed back, noting how LeBron carried undermanned Cavaliers teams deep into the postseason and won back-to-back MVPs in 2009 and 2010. Still, Riley's words revealed how he viewed LeBron, not as an untouchable, self-sufficient force, but as a generational talent who required the right system to become a champion. For years, the story of Miami's Big 3, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, seemed straightforward. They united, won 2 titles, and eventually went their separate ways. But later revelations hinted at deeper tensions within the organization. Wade even shared a memorable example of relay's strict culture, recalling that certain indulgences, including LeBron's beloved chocolate chip cookies, were banned from the team plan. It was a small detail, yet symbolic of the rigid, non-nonsense environment Riley built in Miami, an environment he clearly believes was essential to shaping LeBron into a champion.